Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Monday, June 24th, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, Belize City bus operator says Citco wants to take them out of business. Citco says they are getting ahead of themselves. Police officer escapes injury in brazen shelling of police station, and 2 men killed in separate Belize City shooting. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online, reimagined and redesigned. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give Dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brothers Abet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back with your news. I am MarKeisha Young. City Shuttle Limited, which operates in Belize City as one of about 5 bus operators, has lawyered up to challenge the proposal from the Belize City Council for the administration and operation of 2 EV buses. Those are the electronic buses, which were obtained through grant funding from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. City Shuttle Limited is owned by Philip Jones, and today at the Biltmore, he sat beside his attorney Arthur Saldivar, who laid out the situation he says they are facing.
The mayor has coined an initiative called PPP, Public-Private Partnership. But in this public-private partnership that he is seeking to introduce, he is dictating to the private sector players that they are to give up 51% of their holdings in their companies in order to participate. It's a bald-faced attempt to do by means of economic disadvantage, strong arm from small operators and large, that which they have invested their life's blood and experience in the case of City Shuttle Limited, more than 35 years in developing an industry. The olive branch, however, is still being extended to both the UNDP and the Belize City Council to come to the table responsibly and maturely to address what certainly is something that should be troubling to any Belizean citizen, especially those in the city.
The company is making the allegations that the council wants to take the operators out of business and is acting outside its mandate. They say if this happens, 18 families who depend on City Shuttle will be impacted.
The main issue is that the regulator entering into the field and competing against those who have been developing the industry would have the unfair advantage of picking and cherry picking routes, which means then you're basically undermining the profitability of those entities that were providing the service from time immemorial. This is not a new cry that have been made to the authorities. In fact, from the time the germ was planted of introducing EV buses into the city, which I believe occurred some 2 years ago in 2022, City Shuttle Limited had been in communication with both the UNDP and the Belize City Council, trying to get an audience to have its concerns be put on the table for mature discussion and resolution, only to be denied that opportunity and instead have presentation after presentation where the UNDP and the Belize City Council dictated to them and others what was to happen. No dialogue, no negotiation. So you're using donor funds to create an unfair advantage through which you're now going to subjugate those who have been in this industry, developing it, and relying on it for their livelihood from as long as they can remember. You're taking now the route that was established by these private sector players, for which they're already operating on a very fine margin when it comes to service and profit from the service that's being provided. But you're telling them, we're going to take this out from you now, and the city council, who is getting its well, it's electrical supply now, so it's you have the advantage of an electrical vehicle. The other providers will still be using gasoline or diesel, which they will have to pay premium prices for at the pumps in order to carry out the service that they normally provide. But they will not now have those routes that they generate the majority of their finances from to depend on. So you're basically putting it to them that when we roll out these EVs, either you join us and have whatever we decide to give you, or you go out of business totally.
Saldivia also reported today that the road service permit is being obtained in the name of Neil Hall, the council's e-transit project coordinator. They provided a copy of the Gazette in which the Transport Board was notifying of a meeting it would hold on February 14th this year to consider a run for Hall. The Department of Transport has since clarified that the name was an oversight and that the permit is actually in the name of the council. We were also told that the buses are the property of the government of Belize. Both the mayor and Hall made themselves available for questions this afternoon. The mayor told us that the current operators will not be displaced from their routes and that upon the bus owner's request, the fare on the e-buses will be $3 as opposed to the $2 currently charged by existing operators. He added that the bus owner is getting ahead of themselves as the pilot will start on July 19th and last for 1 year.
All of these information you gather during this pilot project, and so that will now inform investors, right? Because then investors will need to have the ability to now go to their financiers, but they will require data, and so the financiers will then look at the model and say, okay, the financial model shows that it could work in the city, that you have the amount of runs, people are gravitating towards the project and they are satisfied with the project. The people like the sort of amenities that the project provides in terms of comfort, in terms of contributing to the lowering of greenhouse gases, less pollution, less noise pollution, all of those things is what will drive scaling up. And so I was a bit disturbed when I heard this ruckus being created by City Shuttle, and I quickly want to I have Neil. Neil will elaborate on some of but one of the key untruths that was glaring, in my view, is that the attorney, who, by the way, if I were my boss owner, at least I would have wanted to say something if I have a vested interest in my boss, and if I have equity in my boss, I would have wanted to say something. But the point is that inclusion has always been one of our main concern here at City Hall. We were selected to really manage the day-to-day operation of the project, and we have stood in meetings after meetings with those bus owners, the bus operators, and he will elaborate more on those meetings. Just last week, I had a meeting with City Shuttle and the other counterparts. Just last week, right?
Hall explains that they have not finalized any aspect of what will happen after the pilot project concludes.
But even if you're running at $3 with a nicer bus, if you're running on the same route, it means that they will be impacted because some people will
have a choice. Residents will have a choice. I have to serve my residents of Belize City with all the zeal I have.
But are you
I'm not concerned.
Business because they have inferior buses?
No, that's far from the point. This is a pilot project, Marisol. It's a pilot project, and I have a duty as a mayor and as a council, have a duty to ensure that the quality of life for our residents is our number one priority. I can't be concerned about 15 families. I have to concern about 60,000 residents of my city. That is my main concern.
They started off their press briefing with us saying that for them to be a part of this, they will need to surrender 51% of their businesses. Nothing is further from the truth. At no time has anyone ever even hinted, stated, I don't know what the word would be, that they would need to forego 51% of their businesses to be a part of this, because they are a part of it already for free.
In what sense?
In the sense that they will be able to use this. The second part that came out was when Mr. Saldiva, the attorney, stated that it is difficult in this day and age for them to get financing for the purchase of new buses and for them to upgrade their buses. The data that will be collected from this pilot project will be the data that will then be able to be used to go to your DFC, your Belize Bank, your National, your Heritage, pick your loaning agency, and show them this works, this is how profits come in. By us getting a loan through you to buy our own electric bus, we will be able to replicate this and we will then be able to move forward. That's what this pilot project is all about, to show the efficacy of electric buses in Belize. Because again, let's say these buses don't work. Let's say for some reason that in Belize, it's just not the way to go. Are any of these bus operators willing to take that investment on their own to lose that, possibly lose that money, just to say, well, I tried? No. And that's why the EU, the UNDP, the government of Belize is seeing it fit to allow us to do so, for us to take that risk, that gamble, and for us to then have the information to share, not only within ourselves, but with them, so that they can then use that information to go in and upgrade their systems, their buses, their whatever, and everything else for their own selves.
The police station in Rowan Creek Village, Kaya, came under fire very early Sunday morning. Sometime around 12:30 a.m., over a dozen shots were fired at the building by a lone gunman wearing a hoodie. Bullet holes were seen on the walls and window and the pavement. At the time, a police constable was sitting near the front door of the station. Fortunately, no one was injured, but we are told his clothing was grazed. Police are now investigating this brazen incident and have detained 3 persons, including 2 teenagers. Some 18.4 caliber expended shells were recovered. ACP Hilberto Romero said that no motive is known at this time.
A report was received whereby a male person arrived at the street in front of the Rowan Creek police station and fired several shots toward the station. There are several holes in the building as well as a damaged glass window. Investigation revealed that 3 officers were at the station at the time. They heard the loud bangs and they took cover. Thereafter, when they came out, the suspect had already fled from the area. The scene was processed where several expended shells were found. We are seeking several suspects in regards to this shooting.
There was a shooting in Belize City Sunday afternoon. The driver of the light gray BMW, Joshua Gillett, was injured along with his passenger. He was able to drive to the hospital for treatment. However, his passenger did not make it and was pronounced dead. He has been identified as Sandy Moore. The shooting occurred in the St. Martin de Porres area at the corner of Mahogany Street and Amandala Drive. The back windshield of the car was blown out while the front windshield was partially shattered. ACP Hilberto Romero informed the media today that police suspect the incident was gang-related.
Police visited KHMH where they saw a BMW car in the parking lot. Police checked the car where they saw the lifeless body of a male person. A second male person was seen with gunshot injuries and he was taken inside for treatment. Investigations that two persons were inside a BMW car on Mahogany Street when they are approached by a person with a firearm who fired several shots at them. The two persons were identified as Stanley Moore and Joshua Gillett. Stanley Moore was pronounced dead on arrival at the KHMH, and Joshua Gillett received treatment and is now in a stable condition. We have one person in custody for this murder who will be charged later on today for the crime of murder. And we are seeking for one more suspect.
50-year-old Dion Bowden was targeted in a shooting early Saturday morning while walking along Pitts Alley in Belize City. Police were called out to the scene at around 1:45 a.m. where they found Bowden lying on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead 2 hours later. Initial investigations revealed that a gunman approached Bowden from the direction of New Road, that is, for expended cases, and one slung were recovered from the scene. Police have since charged 35-year-old Jeffrey Potts for Bowden's murder. ACP Hilberto Romero shared more details on the incident earlier today.
Police responded to a shooting incident at Pitts Alley in Belize City. Upon their arrival there, they found the lifeless body of Dion Bowden with gunshot injuries. Investigation revealed that Dion Bowden was at the alley along with other persons when he was approached by a male person who fired several shots towards him, causing his fatal injury. Dion Bowden was taken to the KHMH where he was pronounced dead on arrival. An investigation was carried out into this shooting, and since we have arrested and charged Jeffrey Pott for the crime of murder.
Was there an altercation between them that led to the shooting?
Yes, there was a previous altercation in the alley with Dion Bowden and another person before the shooting.
2 of 3 men riding bicycles on Hydes Lane were shot while passing Fredericks Alley in North Side Belize City early Sunday morning. Sometime before 2 a.m., police visited the Kalhushna Memorial Hospital, where they observed 52-year-old Earl Parks of Park Street and 53-year-old Jeffrey Smith of Wagner's Lane with gunshot injuries. They were admitted in a stable condition. One, Daley Wade, escaped injured. Police are seeking several suspects at this time.
Police responded to a shooting incident at Hydes Lane in Belize City. Upon their arrival, they found 2 persons with gunshot injuries. They were identified as Earl Parks and Jeffrey Smith. Information is that they were in the area at the time when they were approached by a male person who fired several shots towards their direction. They were taken to the KHMH for treatment and are now in a stable condition. We are seeking several suspects in regards to this shooting.
In the wake of 3 shootings, 2 of them fatal over the weekend in Belize City, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has said they will do everything necessary to maintain the peace. He spoke of increased operations within different areas of concern, targeting persons of interest. However, he did not mention an SOE. Appearing on the OYE talk show this morning, the commissioner criticized the Trinidad Entertainment event that happened on June 15th, saying that such events featuring a lot of negativity can be a trigger for violence, which has a ripple effect with rival groups in the city. After the break, PM says unemployment has reduced even further. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary. This May, get a chance to paint your entire home for free.
Free?
When you buy your prescription, what are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
The Statistical Institute of Belize conducts a labor force survey twice yearly. It's done in April and then again in September. The survey features the working age population from the age of 14 and older. It does not include those who are of working age but are not seeking employment. The last labor force survey in September 2023 put our unemployment rate at 4%. Speaking at the first ever Diaspora Summit in Los Angeles on Friday, Prime Minister John Briceño said the unemployment rate has fallen to 3%. He also spoke about more women being employed and credited the BPO sector.
Also, we're ensuring that capacity building is being undertaken to ensure that we take full advantage of the increased investments. As such, we can leverage our skills and human resources by further reducing the unemployment rate, which the latest figures of the first quarter of 2024, which we will be announcing shortly, is showing that unemployment in Belize is at its all-time low at 3%. I'm convinced that these changes will continue to increase investments. Including in all these initiatives is our commitment to gender equality, ensuring that opportunities are available at all levels for women in every new legislative policy or strategy that are established. I can tell you that women unemployment has gone down drastically, and especially with the call centers, these BPOs, that we need more and more employment. But one of the challenges that we're facing is that many instances women do not have access to daycare or affordable daycare. So that's the next step that we're working to see how we can provide some sort of affordable healthcare, daycare, so that more and more women could be a part of the workforce. Presently, we have over 40% of women that can work are not working. And can you imagine if we could harness that intelligence, harness that work ethic? Could you imagine what more we can do in Belize?
The results of the April 2024 Labor Force Survey will be formally presented on Wednesday, June 26th. The PM also provided an update on the national ID coming on board. He says the pilot of 6 months is underway.
And we have already started now on the process of having a national ID. We're doing the pilot project for the next 6 months, and we hope that by next year we could come up with a national ID. And many of you might be wondering, why is it that a national ID is so important? Well, national ID is very important, especially when it comes for business. When I speak frustratingly with the bankers in Belize, I say, why is it that it will take you months to be able, in some instances, to open a bank account? When many people in the United States, you could come in 30 minutes, you don't like open your bank account, you get a credit card. Why is it that we can't do it in Belize? And the first thing they'll tell us is because we do not have a national ID system. This national ID system will be able to have your biometrics so that the banks and everybody, all these public institutions will have access to know who you truly are. It helps you with credit, helps you to access to open up a bank account and a credit card. And we hope that by doing that again, that's another step in making sure that we can make doing business easier in Belize.
On Friday, 4 persons were rescued after their boat capsized off the coastline of Ambergris Key in the Belize district. Alfredo Rubio of Tropical Wind Tours had spotted the individuals in the water and contacted Abner Bakab of Island Emergency Services. Bakab, Rubio, and Tyrone Young went into action and were able to rescue the 4 individuals, 2 Belizeans and 2 tourists. Bakab spoke of the rescue.
I received a call on our emergency line about a boat that had turned over outside of the reef. Fortunate for them, there was a person that was passing by chance. Like I said, fortunate for them, his name is Alfredo Rubio from Tropical Wind Tours, and he was the one that contacted me. If it hadn't been for him, then nobody would have known what was happening. So he immediately contacted me around 3 p.m. and he said, the boat turned over. I see the people, they were adrift. So it was myself, Abner Bakab, and Tyrone Young that responded. So the person came to look for us at the dock, and we proceeded to go to where the location was. The location is called Toffee Channel. It's where boats come in and coming outside of the reef. We saw somebody in the water. We found the first person. We put the person on board. He was very tired, basically weak, and just tired of being trying to keep afloat for an hour. That's a long time. So then right after that, we saw the other 3 persons. We brought them on board. Again, they were tired, exhausted. I make sure that I check out their vitals. There was 2 locals and 2 tourists. 2 male locals and 1 female tourist and a male. So the main concern was the female. She was suffering from hypothermia. She was very weak. She was tired, exhausted. We checked out her vitals, put her on oxygen, put a temperature blanket on her to control her temperature. And then we proceeded to transport them to a dock here in San Pedro.
After stabilizing the individuals on the dock, Island Emergency Services transported the individuals to a hospital on the island for further treatment. Bakab reminds seafarers to take heed of weather-related warnings and to have proper medical supplies on board in case of emergencies.
Respect the weather, respect the high seas. If they give in the morning an update that it's gonna be rough, a couple waves that are gonna be higher than normal. It's best to cancel or to put another time to the tour rather than go there trying to make some money and then you end up losing more than just what the cost of the tour is. So definitely recommend the tour operators to heed to the warnings from the weather service. So again, it's always good to have life jackets on board our boats, a good first aid kit, oxygen, and give maintenance to your boat, your vessels. So they'll be working when you most need them. So again, it's not the first time we do a rescue out at sea. It has been a couple times now that they have called upon us. And our company's emergency 24 hours line is actually 226-2911, 226-2912, 226-2913, and then my personal phone number, which is 615-2998.
29-year-old Aaron Flowers, who has a case for wounding against Inspector Christopher Martinez, says he is being pressured to drop the charges. This was corroborated by the Director of Public Prosecution, Sherilyn Vidal, who is prosecuting the case. Flowers' family says he has been offered money and even land, but he remains adamant in proceeding with the case, even though his father, out of fear for the threat to his son's life, would want him to pull back. Interestingly, Martinez's attorney, Andrew Bennett, Friday recused himself from the case. It has since emerged that another attorney went to court last week and reported that Flowers wanted the charge withdrawn. The DPP Friday told Chief Magistrate Gianni Wagadepola that no such directive had been given. Notably, in a sentence indication, the Chief Magistrate stated that there would have to be a custodial sentence given the gravity of the offense. The incident dates back to June 19, 2023, when Martinez is reported to have beaten Aaron Flowers to the head with the padlock from the holding cell. Flowers was being held based on an accusation made by Martinez and his family. A robbery at a store in Mahogany Heights Police District was reported to have occurred sometime around 2 on Friday afternoon. Reports are that 3 armed individuals entered the establishment and made off with cash and assorted items. Police have since arrested 3 individuals. ACP Hilberto Romero shared what the investigation has revealed thus far.
On Friday, the 21st day of June 2024, around 2 p.m., police responded to a robbery report at a store at Mahogany Heights. Upon arrival, a complainant reported that she was at her store when 3 persons armed with firearms entered the building and robbed them of cash and other items. Police responded and thereafter detained several persons. An investigation was carried out, and since then, Sean Crawford and Jastar Gongwitz have since been arrested and charged for the crime of robbery. Further investigation was carried out, which led police to a house at St. Bite Village, where a 9mm pistol was recovered in regards to this robbery report. An additional person is being charged for possession of a licensed firearm and possession of unlicensed ammunition. That is Shanda Gonzalez.
Out west, since the Hawksworth Bridge was closed for repairs in April, businesses located on the strip leading to the bridge have become the target of multiple robberies perpetrated by persons on motorcycle. One business even closed its outlets in that area as a result of the threat. The police has stepped in to increase its policing efforts in the area, even committing to a restructuring in the command if necessary. For their part, Air Representative Orlando Habet has indicated that the community is also coming together with the intention to establish a neighborhood group. Habet says the town council and the air representatives are to play a role in the response. The Department of Environment on Friday officially opened an office on Ambergris Key. Also opening offices on the island the same day was the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. With the continuing infrastructure development on the island, it is important for the DOE to have a more involved presence on the island. Minister of Sustainable Development Orlando Habet, who was present for the signing, noted that the mandate of the DOE as well as a forestry official will be to ensure that the island and surrounding areas, including Key Calker and Key Chapel, develop in an environmentally friendly and sustainable manner. Their intention is to expand the tariff in the future. Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai shared that since their opening 34 years ago, they have only operated out of Belmopan. He stated that San Pedro is the fastest developing community, and they therefore found it necessary to open their first sub-office there. He spoke of the increased enforcements this will allow. The office is located on Boca del Rio Drive. After the break, Howard Young's mother shares Belize's U.S. migration experience. Stay tuned.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online. Reimagine and redesign.
Integrity and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
As part of the first ever Belize Diaspora Summit organized by the Belize American Chamber of Commerce in Los Angeles, California last week, they shared a pre-recorded message from Vanessa Jenkins Young, mother of Cara Young, who after 3 nominations this year won a Tony Award for Best Performance by an actress in a featured role in a play. She was nominated this year for her performance in the show Pearly Victorious. Vanessa Jenkins explained that she migrated to the U.S. in 1980 out of love for her husband, Clay Young. They have been married for over 4 decades and have 2 children. Jenkins, that is a former Queen of the Bay, and she was born in Belize City and was raised in Queen Square. She spoke about the importance of having a small network of family and friends in the U.S. that assisted her and her family. She is now an instrumental part of an organization that gives back meaningfully to Belize.
I worked in healthcare for 33 years, first 10 years as a physical therapist, and then the last 23 in hospital administration. Throughout my healthcare, I've served and advocated for people with disabilities. For many, many years, my support of Belize was basically through supporting fundraising here in organization. But in 2010, I had the opportunity to elevate and make my contribution a little more meaningful to my country. We were in Miami at one of those Florida organizations barbecue when Bala Leslie and Debbie Atkins, and please let's keep Debbie in our prayers. And they told us that they had thousands of monitors but no strips to go along with the monitors. And so some of my friends and I, we said, well, we'll have a fundraiser here in New York and, we'll help support that. And we did, and it was very successful. I think we raised about $3,000, and all of that went into strips, and we took it back to the Belize Diabetes Association. But out of that, my friends and, we were like, well, we should form an organization. And we did. And so from 2010 to 2023, the Belize Diabetes Association of New York has contributed more than monitors and strips. That's just part of our plan. We've also sponsored the Juvenile Diabetes Camp, and we make annual donations to the organization. But our main purpose and mission was to have an educational model. And so we did that by having annual missions to Belize. And we focus on stress management, diet and nutrition, exercises, lifestyle modification, especially stop drinking those Coke in the morning. And they'll tell you, we know we have diabetes, but we just have to get that Coke. Medication management, among other things. This year, we changed our name to the Belize Diabetes Heart and Stroke Association of New York, BIDSANI. So from BDNY, we're now BIDSANI, to include the other two non-communicable diseases, which contribute so greatly to mortality and morbidity in our country.
The family of 46-year-old Stephen Arceo, who was fatally shot at one of the cabanas Thursday night at Secret Beach on San Pedro and Burgess Key, are awaiting the post-mortem results and the police report, as they say they have many unanswered questions. Arceo was the nephew of former era rep Patty Arceo, and others have said he was not the type of person to commit such a crime. The property manager, 27-year-old Alexis Chavaria, told police he and his partner were sleeping just before 9 when they heard a noise, and when he checked, he saw Arceo climbing in through a window and told him to stop. When he didn't, Chavaria fired at him, killing him on the spot. In court news, Belmopan resident, 23-year-old Ethan Andrew Matura, was fined $4,000 by Justice Candace Nanton on Tuesday, June 18th, after he pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of causing death by careless conduct. He had been charged with manslaughter by negligence in July 2022 and had also pleaded guilty to that charge on arraignment at that time. However, after a review of the evidence, the charge was reduced, as the DPP was of the view that he did not mean to cause the death of the victim, Rhoda Williams. Justice Nanton did not order the compensation be paid to the family of the victim, as they had already been compensated with $43,500 through an insurance settlement. The incident occurred at the corner of Slaughterhouse Road and Clegon Street in Belize City, while Matura was driving a 2020 Ford pickup truck. Upon failing to stop at the intersection, another truck exiting Clegon Street collided into the right back passenger door of his truck, causing him to lose control and hit Williams. The fine must be paid within 6 months. And the University of Belize and Belize Sugar Industries have signed an MOU that focuses on technical cooperation and human capital development. It will feature student internship, job placements, as well as advancing soil analysis and tissue culture technologies. Their joint release states, open quote, "This partnership is a win-win, as BSI will host UB students in various capacities, ranging from thesis dissertations to field visits, bridging classroom lessons with real-world applications. These experiences are pivotal in equipping UB graduates to contribute significantly to Belize's nation-building efforts while providing BSI fresh perspectives and talents," end quote. BSI recently made a donation to the Hummingbird Analytical Laboratory at the University of Belize to increase its capacity. The hope is that it can be elevated to the comprehensive agricultural soil testing facility to be able to conduct chemical, physical, and soil health tests. The release states, open quote, "This significant advancement addresses a critical gap in the Belizean agricultural sector, potentially revolutionizing local soil testing. Such testing is essential for farmers and agronomists to make timely and cost-effective decisions to maximize yields and minimize the overuse of agrochemicals, thereby fostering sustainable agricultural practices," end quote. Another outcome of the MOU is collaboration on disease testing techniques and technologies that will help ensure phytosanitary health and agricultural crops. And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am MarKeisha Young. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.